Rupert Murdoch's legacy, which I want to, things move so
Sure.
quickly. We kind of forget that, hey, we actually had succession in real life. Fox News has gone through a few things this year. Lost that $787 million lawsuit to Dominion. Fired Tucker Carlson. Rupert Murdoch kind of surprised people. Shouldn't have surprised people, but he left. So give me your sense of, as you look back on that.
Left in parentheses, that old crocodile hasn't gone anywhere.
No.
He's still wandering around the swamp, ready to kill.
No.
So
that Lachlan's going to put the mirror under his nose when they're burying him. I mean, it's just going to they're going to poke him with pins.
I always say I would never turn my back on that old man.
You said that you think that he was the most single destructive force in America, England, and Australia. Now that's saying quite a lot.
One of them. It has to be combined.
Yeah.
Well, there is, but I think he was willing. It's the same set of willingness to just not care about the truth, right?
Yeah.
It's the same set of, audience. What will make them excited and upset? At first it was tabloid, which everybody gets tabloid. It's fine. The New York Post, whatever, they can scream about whatever they want. Yeah. But he took it to an extreme that, just shamelessness to an extreme.
And the cynicism, too.
Cynicism. And, I essentially, you like to say he created a monster and it got out of his control, but I don't think it got out of his control. I think he purposely created a monster. And then, when people weren't doing what he said, say Tucker Carlson, who decided he'd had enough of the old man, he fired him before he could leave, right? Yeah. That's what it looked like there. I feel like there's, if between social media, Fox News, and gerrymandering, it explains a lot of what's happened in this country. And I do think they were the first to go there and do this, even though he wasn't particularly good at internet.
Yeah.
He was very good at broadcast and making an entire group of people believe things that weren't necessarily true.
Why do you think he fired his biggest star, Tucker Carlson? What do you think had happened?
He was a liability.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lawsuits, the Smartmatic, and that's still pending. Mm-hmm. I think he cost him a lot of money and for sloppiness. I think he indulged him forever.
Yeah.
And then the guy started thinking he was bigger than Rupert Murdoch, which maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know.
Okay. Now that was my next question. So there was a lot of speculation that Tucker had become so big that in fact he was bigger than Fox, and that even after he left Fox, well, that's what I want to know, because I keep waiting for Tucker's next big thing. Well, that was my question. Because as we started this interview, and I was thinking about this, I'm thinking, so when's the last time I heard Tucker Carlson mentioned? When's the last time I saw anything? And he was supposed to. He and Elon were supposed to create this huge.
Well, they are. I'm sure he'll get some money.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's probably going to get some money and try to create a media company like Ben Shapiro, who's actually I can't stand Ben Shapiro, but he's good at business. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do something like that. And then we'll see how good he is at it.
But is that bigger than Fox News? I mean, everyone. Well, it seems like everybody's slicing the salami narrower and narrower and narrower.
Have to see the product.
Thinner and thinner and thinner.
But he certainly seems smaller on Twitter. He reminds me of Gloria Steinem in Sunset Boulevard. It's the pictures that got smaller, not me. I'm still a star. At the end where she's going I'm ready for my close up. That's what he reminds me of, is the pictures got smaller, not me. I'm still big. We'll see. We'll see what he creates. I'm certainly open to seeing.
Well, I'm interested in the transition, because there are a lot of people who've left the news, and they're trying to stay relevant. They still have their platforms, and the question is, and they may be lucrative for them. I mean, I don't know how much money, but I mean, think how big Megyn Kelly was at Fox, and then NBC paid her just a crap load of money, and now she's got a podcast. Okay, she's out there. She's part of the conversation. She's active, but clearly at a completely different level than she used to be.
Yes.
So
well, she's got her audience, right? That's what she's. This is where it's coming to. Everyone's got their audience, and that's powerful.
It is powerful.
Before it was spray and pray, right? Where you could get anybody. Now they're targeting, and that's what's happening. And so Tucker will have his people. Megyn will have her people, and she'll continue to do her song and dance or whatever it happens to be that pleases her audience.
Yeah,
it's not something I particularly like, but she has her audience, right? And so you're going to see a lot of that. The question is, people like that, not as impressed with them as I am with some TikTok stars. They're a little too old. Like, I hate to say that, but like Joe Rogan is much better at it, right? He came out of nowhere and created a product that has a bigger audience. And so the question is, can they leverage YouTube and Reddit? That's where young people are, by the way, YouTube and Reddit. And can they leverage that? Maybe. I don't know, but I would look at from younger people.